Hello, and welcome to the English Listen Lab. In today's episode, we have another exciting story that will help you practice your English listening skills at a B2 level. This story follows a young man named Daniel, who embarks on an unexpected journey that tests his resilience, challenges his fears, and helps him discover his true purpose. Listen carefully, immerse yourself in the story, and try to pick up new vocabulary and expressions along the way. Chapter 1. Stuck in Routine. Daniel had always been afraid of change. Growing up in a small town, he followed a predictable routine: work at the family business, go home, watch TV, and repeat. Though his life was stable, he often felt like he was just going through the motions. One evening, while scrolling through social media, he saw a post that read, "If you're not growing, you're simply existing." Something about those words unsettled him. He realized he had never stepped out of his comfort zone, never taken a real risk. That night, he made a decision. He would take a solo trip to South America. It was an idea that terrified him, but deep down, he knew it was exactly what he needed. Chapter 2. The First Challenge. Daniel arrived in Buenos Aires, Argentina, feeling completely out of place. He didn't speak Spanish fluently, he had never traveled alone, and the unfamiliarity of the city made him anxious. His first challenge came quickly. While looking for his hostel, he got lost. His phone battery was dead, and he had no idea how to ask for directions. Panic started creeping in, but he took a deep breath and reminded himself, "This is why you came here, to learn, to adapt, to grow." Summoning his courage, he approached a kind-looking local and asked for help in broken Spanish. The man smiled and patiently guided him. At that moment, Daniel realized that the world wasn't as scary as he had imagined. Chapter 3. Embracing the Unexpected. As the days passed, Daniel found himself embracing the unpredictability of travel. In Patagonia, he hiked through breathtaking landscapes, pushing himself beyond his physical limits. In Peru, he explored ancient Incan ruins and felt a deep connection to history. In Colombia, he danced salsa for the first time, despite his two left feet. One of the most transformative moments happened in a small village in Ecuador. Daniel volunteered at a local school, teaching English to children who had never interacted with a foreigner before. Their enthusiasm and curiosity touched him deeply. He realized that his journey wasn't just about exploring places. It was about connecting with people and making a difference. Chapter 4. Overcoming Fear. As his journey continued, Daniel faced his biggest fear: paragliding over the Andes. Heights had always terrified him, but he knew this was an opportunity to confront that fear head-on. Standing at the edge of the mountain, with the instructor giving him final instructions, his heart pounded. Every part of him wanted to back out. But then, he remembered the reason he had come: to break free from fear and limitations. With a deep breath, he ran forward, and suddenly, he was in the air. The fear melted away, replaced by a rush of exhilaration and freedom. As he soared over the vast mountains, he felt something he hadn't felt in years: pure, unfiltered joy. Chapter 5. A New Perspective. After months of traveling, Daniel had changed. He had learned that fear was often just an illusion, that challenges made him stronger, and that stepping into the unknown led to the most rewarding experiences. When he returned home, he knew he couldn't go back to his old life. Inspired by his experiences, he decided to become a travel writer, sharing stories of adventure and personal growth. One day, he received an email from a reader. "Your story gave me the courage to take my first solo trip. Thank you." At that moment, Daniel smiled, knowing that his journey had come full circle. The fearful man who had once been afraid of change had now inspired others to embrace it. Chapter 6. Facing Setbacks. Success did not come without obstacles. As Daniel's blog gained popularity, he faced unexpected difficulties. A major travel mishap in Brazil, where he lost his passport and had to rely on the kindness of strangers, taught him the value of staying calm under pressure. Rather than seeing setbacks as failures, Daniel viewed them as opportunities to learn. Each challenge made him stronger, and each mistake became part of his evolving journey. Chapter 7. Discovering a New Passion. While traveling through Southeast Asia, Daniel was invited to speak at a travel conference about his experiences. Nervous at first, he soon realized that he loved sharing his journey and inspiring others. Public speaking became a new passion, and soon he was invited to events worldwide to talk about courage, fear, and self-discovery. His travels had led him to an entirely new career, one he had never imagined before. Chapter 8. A Life Transformed. Years later, Daniel looked back on his journey with pride. From a small-town man afraid of change to an international speaker and writer, he had become the person he never thought he could be. Standing on a TEDx stage, looking at the audience, eager to hear his story, he took a deep breath and smiled. He began his speech with the words that had once sparked his transformation. "If you're not growing, you're simply existing." And in that moment, Daniel knew he was truly alive. Thank you for listening to Daniel's journey. We hope this story has helped you improve your English listening skills while inspiring you to take bold steps outside your comfort zone. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new lesson. And if you have a story idea you'd like to hear, let us know in the comments below. See you in the next episode of the English Listen Lab. Goodbye and happy learning.